Okay, so if y'all are gonna call women birthing people, are you gonna call men people fertilizers? Just wondering.
Hello, ma'am. Did you enjoy your meal?
Oh yeah, it was great.
That'll be $56.99.
What? I have to pay?
Of course. That's a pretty natural consequence of eating at a restaurant.
Well, I can't afford that. Besides, it's my money and it's my choice how I choose to spend it.
Yeah, you're right. It was your choice to walk into this restaurant, and then it was your choice to order this expensive meal. Your choice is over now. Now it's time to pay up.
I can't believe you're forcing people to buy the food at your restaurant.
Nobody forced you to come into this restaurant. You know that it costs money to eat at restaurants. I don't know why we're acting like we were born yesterday. Actions have consequences. That will be $56.99.
This is a violation of my human rights. My money, my choice.
What I like to compare it to is love thy neighbor as thyself. Okay. Now, I know a lot of you have asked, how did you become the VP of the United States of America? And it's easy. I compared it to a verse, Ephesians 3:14. For this reason, I kneel. Hey, Willie. Hey, Montel. Hey, Daddy. Thank you, Jesus.
I'm not a feminist. I can see men and I don't immediately feel threatened. I'm not a feminist. And then people ask me if I'm actually a woman. I'm not a feminist. I can wear dresses and feel pretty. I'm not a feminist. Thank you. I'm not a feminist. I don't hate children. I'm not a feminist. I would watch this video and I wouldn't be offended. I'm not a feminist. I can actually cook.
More women are openly pushing back against the feminist dogma that pervades social media. The best examples, like the ones you saw, use humor and mockery to great effect, driving feminists even crazier. When a woman criticizes the agenda, feminists can't label her as sexist or misogynist, which makes their small brains short-circuit, resulting in even more entertaining reactions. Take the woman in the video, for example, who drew the ire of the Jezebels. If she truly wasn't a feminist, she'd likely be in a long-term relationship or marriage. However, you can't expect stay-at-home mums, who are busy catering to their husbands and raising families, to also be active on social media fighting feminism. Traditional men prefer their women to stay off social media, so someone has to step up and do it.
Please enlighten me, what is feminism? Because feminism as I see it today definitely has nothing to do with equality. No, because modern day feminism is about shout your abortion, let's hate all men for no reason, and somehow having hairy armpits and being sexually promiscuous is now an example of female empowerment. And let's not forget the fact that so-called feminists love to bully and condemn women who disagree with them, because it's believe all women and girls supporting girls unless she dares to disagree.
So my other brother Ben has a construction company, and last week I think it rained like all day on Tuesday or something like that. Point is, so I called him up and I was like, hey, do you have any work for me? Like, I kind of feel like working. And he was like, yeah, you can help with, I think it was like free floating flooring. Either way, I was helping with flooring like all day. So, you're like hunched over and like you're getting up and down. My back was killing me, and like by the end of the day, my knees were like cracking. And the day just drug on so much. And it just like made me so appreciative of men, because like there are so many females that are just like, oh, I'm a grown independent woman, I don't need no man. And it's like, for me, like I joke about all the time because I am independent, I pay all my own bills, I take care of myself, etc. But like guys are so underrated today, I feel like, and it's just sad because they are freaking awesome. So like I really appreciate guys and just all the hard work and stuff that they can do that females just can't.
Modern women rarely engage in labor-intensive work unless mandated by community service for something like a DUI. Many lack an understanding of what it means to earn an honest living, especially in an era where they can make significant money through platforms like OnlyFans with minimal effort. This disconnect often leads them to look down on blue-collar workers, whose manual labor forms the backbone of society. Interestingly, the woman in the video claims to be independent, but has gained newfound respect for men after experiencing the physical demands of laying down wooden floors. Unfortunately, instead of acknowledging the validity of her perspective, many men respond with simp comments, missing the opportunity to highlight the value of hard work and the respect it deserves.
Let me ask you a question. What would our world look like without sons, brothers, fathers, husbands, and uncles? It has taken raising sons for me to realize how toxic society can be towards men. Oh, the good ones are taken. The future is female, or men need to behave, are constantly tossed around, cloaked in feminism or equality. But why is this okay? Simply being female doesn't make you better than a man. Men do not deserve to bear the brunt of another man's actions any more than a female. Men do not deserve to be judged by their gender, just like women. The future is female doesn't even make any sense. I'm blessed to have had quite a few good ones in my life, role models I know my sons will learn from, but that's not to say I haven't known a few bad apples. I just don't allow those experiences to define half of the human race. If you think along the lines of men need to behave, the future is female, or the good ones are taken, maybe ask yourself why you deserve one of the good ones when you make no room for positive masculinity.
Those feminists who love to say the future is female, why not go find an island and build an all-female society or a female-L society from the ground up? But you can't take the simps with you, as you got to be strong and independent. Besides, it's not like you're going to screw them anyway. We can give you Cuba, where there's plenty of resources to build a society.
This right here is what the modern day feminism has done to the family unit. This feminist movement has completely destroyed the value of a beautiful woman. We're in a world where when men call women beautiful, they're called simps. When a woman actually speaks truth and has half a brain, she's called a pick-me. It's just what a time to be alive. You know, it used to be all the good ones are taken, but now it is all the good ones are single at home and not playing the game anymore. Marriage used to be a covenant made before God, a unity between two people becoming one person. And now it's just a business contract. It's a way to step up in the world. And there's too many women out here, beautiful women, and the prettier we are, the more feminist they seem to be. But a lot of men don't even want to take the time to get to know a beautiful woman. They won't even approach her because they think that she's going to be a stuck-up biatch, you know? Too many women out here have used men as a meal ticket and using men for their money and their status. And those same women also want to be treated like queens. And a man will call her beautiful, and she'll be like, you know, that entitled feminist attitude of, yeah, well, of course I am. It's disgusting. And those types of women don't deserve to be treated like queens. They deserve to be treated like peasants because they're out there just using people. There's men out here that are just using women to get what they want, and then they discard them. They go on social media, they go on dating websites, and they just use them like they're toys. And so women, we have our walls built up so high that God himself can't get over them. And our modern day culture has, at least in the Western culture in the States, I don't know what's happening in other countries, but here in America, you know, we've completely forgotten what marriage is all about and what a beautiful woman can bring, the value of having a woman behind you and supporting you and loving you, because too many women are out here breathing in this toxicity on social media. And if I'm the only person that's bringing in a different perspective, if I'm the only person today that can snap you back into reality, then all of this will be worth it. But I'm just making these videos to bring a different perspective, because there's just this ocean of toxicities, of misinformation swimming around, and self-entitlement. We're in a time of this narcissistic attitude. We all have it. It's just like, it's all about me and what makes me happy and me. And however, that's good. It's good to care about yourself and love yourself and take care of yourself and self-love and all that stuff. You know, that's very important. But at the same time, we can't sit there and hate men. You know, being a white male in 2023, God bless them, man. They can't win. And the irony of all this coming from somebody with a website, you know, people have already tried to discredit my voice because I have a website, but I don't know, we'll get there another day. I don't hold my value in my sex appeal and my body. That's just, this is my vessel and this is what I occupy, but, and it makes me some money, so that's cool. But I don't know, I don't think I'm that great. I think I'm like a 6, a solid 7 on a good day, but what am I talking about? Anyway, yeah, the irony of this coming from all of this stuff, marriage stuff coming from someone like me is really funny, but I think I have a valuable perspective and a good hold of reality. So yeah, if I'm just the only person today telling you something different, then so be it. But if you're married and you're here on my page, I just encourage you to protect that, and you've got something special, and protect it, because this modern day is trying to destroy the families, and it's more lucrative for our society to divorce and to break up families. So just keep that in mind and protect what you have. If you're single and you're on my page, stay strong, stay healthy, and don't be, protect your heart, and don't let just anybody break your heart, because you got to save that for someone special. I got to believe, I can't lose hope, and I have to believe that there is a man out there, and I pray for him daily. But if there's got to be a man out there that thinks the way that I do and holds value in marriage the way that I do. If I think it, then I know it's out there. And people will tell me like, oh, good luck, you're looking for perfection. Ain't nobody looking for perfection out here, but if the shoe fits, I'll wear it. But I'm looking for somebody with the same morals and values as me. And unfortunately, it used to be a good thing, but unfortunately, I was raised on very traditional old school values. I come from a Southern Baptist family, so I just don't really fit in around here. I don't know. Anyway, I could talk about this for days and days, and so I just got to wrap it up here. But I just want to encourage you, protect your heart. Everything we do flows from it. And if you're married out there, just protect what you have. Protect your love, because there are people out here that want to destroy it. Misery loves company, huh? Anyway, stay healthy out there.
She covered all the bases, even though she seems to have an OnlyFans while claiming to be traditional and seeking a godly man. Good luck to her with that. It's more likely she'll end up with a 50-year-old divorced man with a vasectomy who sees her as a trophy girlfriend. The main point here is that it doesn't matter where the anti-feminist message comes from, as long as it's being voiced.
Oh, yeah. No, I love how masculine my husband is, and he just makes all the decisions. And, women are so indecisive. Even, I will second guess every stupid decision I make, whether it's what should I eat? It's oh, I don't know, maybe I'll have that. It's so stupid, and he just makes the decisions. It makes it so much better. And even if I disagree with it, it's no, you vowed to submit to me, so you're going to trust my decisions. And I've honestly never been happier and more fulfilled. I haven't eaten meat since I was 8, and he forces me to eat meat. I just find it disgusting. And so he told me the other day, he's you've had meat a couple of times, but I don't want you just to eat meat sometimes. You're going to love meat because it's good for you. And deep down, I'm ugh, that's scary to me. But he's it's food, get over it. And you're growing my baby inside of you. So I want you to be healthy for our baby.
Not everyone who doesn't eat meat is a raging vegan. Some people simply don't like meat and can't stomach it. However, meat is one of the best sources of nutrition, and she understands her baby needs that nutrition because people can't get all necessary nutrients from only fruits and vegetables. This is why many vegans often look malnourished and may experience health issues. Unfortunately, there are plenty of kids suffering because their vegan feminist moms refuse to give them meat. To get close to the nutritional value of meat, a person would theoretically need to consume a much larger quantity of plant-based foods. This is why herbivores eat constantly and tend to have larger body sizes. It's an oversimplification, but it gets the point across.
This is so wrong for so many reasons. It's not just that they've both been playing professional basketball for...
I was just gonna keep scrolling, but then I saw your description. You said not to come at you with the whole the NBA makes more money. But that's literally how it works. But to prove to you that this isn't sexism, I will give you an example involving 2 men. This is Robert Downey Jr. He plays Iron Man. We all know this. He, for many, many years, was the face of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he made a lot of money while he did it. This is Stephen Amell. He plays the Green Arrow on the CW. He also was basically the face of his own superhero franchise. CW had a lot of TV shows, and they all shared the same universe, and it was actually called the Arrowverse, so you know he was the face of it. Guess who made more money? Robert did, because the MCU was much more profitable than the Arrowverse was. It has a bigger audience, it's on a bigger scale. Your paycheck is going to reflect the profit of the company you're working for. They can't pay you money they don't have.
And to add to that, the whole WNBA is funded by the NBA, meaning without the men's players' money, which they have no say where it goes, the WNBA would have closed the same year it started. As for the 20-plus years it's been in business, it has never been profitable.
How does what a trans person does have any negative impact on your life? It doesn't move on, spread love. See, it shouldn't. I don't have issues with individual people unless they bring an issue before me and make me deal with it. What I do have an issue with is an apparent agenda fixated on singling out children and speaking to them about sexuality and gender identity without their parents' consent or awareness, as well as the invasion of privacy and safety that we're seeing women have to go through and deal with in order to appease the emotions and feelings of a very specific group of people. And this group of people is an even more specific group of men. Just to clear that up. I never had an issue with the transgender community until male police officers were allowed to identify as women and then strip search females. Or full-grown post-puberty men were allowed to just drop their pants in a women's college locker room and walk around like it was just another Tuesday. Or children were encouraged to join an after-school art club that actually turned out to be an opportunity for a man dressed as a woman to talk to these children without boundaries and encourage these kids to keep their secret from their parents. And it took a year for parents to figure out that this was not an art club.
It's strange how feminist ideologies have inadvertently led to women and children, the most vulnerable parts of society, being violated by the very people feminists claim to be fighting against. Feminism often attracts and fosters societal rejects, creating a sort of avengers of losers. A matriarchal society struggles to maintain order and civility, often resorting to appeasement and fostering in an attempt to keep the peace, which only works short-term. Consider the type of coward who would pretend to be a woman to beat women in sports, likely someone raised by feminists, given participation trophies when they failed to compete with men. The worst degenerates of society, such as predators, now have cover because of feminism. They prey on kids not only because there are more single mums, but also because feminists reject biological truths, claiming they're merely social constructs. This allows anyone to claim anything, providing a dangerous shield for those with malicious intent.
Something that women say to me all the time: why don't you make your husband a sandwich? Okay. Is he hungry? Does he want a sandwich? Did he say something? I make my husband food the last 4 nights. I made my husband dinner. Like, I don't understand this weird maker. Like, they're trying to shame women for taking care of their families. Like, that is another element of feminism that I cannot stand. It's an attack on family and these things that work. It works. Right. Men are biologically unable to have children. So the aspiration to climb a ladder forever, to wake up every single day and not have to worry about being pregnant for 9 months, I mean, that makes sense. We're different creatures, you know?
I think that's like a troll, though. No, it's like all you're good for is like, yo, make me something to eat.
No, that whole concept came from rabid feminists. Like, there was something wrong with being in the kitchen, right?
Oh, okay.
And this was sort of this push of women get out of the home and go to work, which has made so many women miserable. So many women miserable.
Besides calling non-feminist pick-me's, feminists often insult women who commit to taking care of their men, as if this is a degrading or negative role. Let's break it down. A stay-at-home wife making a sandwich for her man, which takes less than 10 minutes, is a much better deal than working an 8-hour day. Feminists, when diminishing stay-at-home wives, usually ignore the part where the man has committed to taking on the financial burden of working a hard, tough job and enduring the stress that often shortens his life. Those coal miners, who power the Teslas that feminists love to drive, typically live only to their mid-50s because they often die of lung cancer after spending over 20 years working 5 days a week underground.
If you hate playing make-believe, I hope you don't have any plans to visit Ireland soon. They've created an anti-hate speech bill that would throw you in prison for up to 5 years if you're caught misgendering someone. This is known as the Criminal Justice Incitement to Violence or Hatred and Hate Offences Bill 2022, and Irish Parliament has received 110 votes for it and only 14 votes against it. Section 7 of the bill specifically makes it a criminal offense for someone to communicate anything in a public place that could be construed as inciting violence or hatred against someone with gender dysphoria. We've got Section 10 of the bill that makes it illegal to possess material that is likely to incite violence or hatred against a person or a group of persons. Just by having literature, articles, or podcasts that in any way questions the LGBTQ agenda, that's strictly prohibited, and you're going to jail. Ireland today, but America tomorrow. Do you see how quickly this is happening? Have you walked into a Target lately? We cannot let a bill like this pass in our country. I'm asking you to stop standing on the sidelines and get loud, get obnoxious. We don't have much time left.
When feminism takes over most of society, it can lead to a dictatorship-like environment. This is why it's crucial for women to speak out against it. The new generation, raised by single mums and social media, is becoming the most disconnected from the human experience. Only cyborgs and transhumanists might end up being less human. If all they see are raging feminists and their deadbeat mums, young girls will model their behavior after these extremists, and young boys will likely learn to simp and placate to women. This perpetuates a cycle of dysfunction and imbalance, making it even more essential for voices of reason and balance to rise above the noise. Women who challenge feminist dogma are vital in providing healthier role models and perspectives for both young girls and boys, helping to restore a sense of normalcy and human connection in society. What are your thoughts? Share them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future uploads. See you next time.